Hey everyone, this is Paula Meyer here. I just dropped my mom off at the airport and I'm heading back home. So I just thought this would be a good time to address a question that came up from somebody who's going through Denise's grief flow program. And the question was, is this work congruent with other spiritual teachers of the day? You know, there's a lot of really great spiritual and consciousness leaders and speakers and teachers out there now. And my answer to that question is absolutely. Absolutely. I spent 20 plus years in the self-development field and have learned from and studied with a lot of amazing speakers, and I've learned a lot that has helped me to get a really good ground and foundation for who I am and how I create my reality, and really how energy and intention work. The challenge that I had with it was grief is such a heavy, deep emotion, and it triggers a lot of the insecurities and feelings that we have of lack and of unworthiness. And we go through life and we carry a lot of burden of unworthiness and lack, and we do the best we can with it. Then when you lose a loved one or a marriage fails, all those buttons are triggered again by the grief. And as you know from what Denise says, what Denise teaches us, is that the grief doesn't heal, we do. Grief is always going to be present in our lives until we exit this planet. And our mission or our journey then is just to learn how to deal with that. How do we, when I see a hummingbird or a heron or an eagle, which are all things that remind me of Gary and are ways that I feel that he communicates with me from the other side, sometimes that can make me sad, but lately I've been able to see the gifts in that and the joy in that, and be grateful that he's still here with me in spirit. And so I just want to say that, yes, this is doing grief support and with a grief coach is really important. And really it's the connection with another person who's gone through the same thing that you're going through. And my former boss actually suggested that I find a grief coach to work with. And I'm so grateful that recommendation was made, and I was able to find Denise. And the reason I chose Denise was because of I really loved her format, her program, her way of thinking, her way of expressing our responsibilities in creating joy for ourselves, and remembering to always find the gifts within tragedies and challenges that happen. And that's why we've created these events. The first one we did was for widows only, and then the second one we did was for all women that have suffered from some form of loss, either through death or divorce. And it's really important to find those women that you can connect with, that you can share your story with, that you can be vulnerable with. And that's so important to be able to move forward. It's so important to really feel those feelings of sadness and anger and fear that grief triggers, and to learn how to move forward, to move through it, and still be happy and joyful. And you can do it. I'm doing it. And yes, I think about Gary every day. I miss him every day. Yet I'm able to enjoy life. And you can too. So I just wanted to answer that question. I hope that spurs some thinking in your mind about how worthy you are of getting help, of having a great life even after the death of a loved one or the death of a marriage. Life is for the living, and life is full of joy. You just have to look for it. You just have to be conscious of it, and you have to create it. So happy creating. I'm so glad to have you in our community. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them below. I look forward to chatting with you further. Today's Monday. Have a great week. Bye.